Hi, good morning. I'm Valerie and I'm going to tell a little about the audiobook called The Paper Menagerie by Ken Liu and the book called The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. First, I will start by talking about the audiobook. The story is about Jack, an American boy with a white father and a Chinese immigrant mother. When he is younger, a child, his mother made him origami animals that come to life thanks to touch of magic. He adores them and feels deeply connected to her. But as Jack grows up, he begins to feel ashamed of his Chinese roots. He no longer wants to speak Chinese. He rejects traditional food and he distances himself from from his mother because he wants to be accepted as American by classmates. This breaks the special bond they once had. When his mother becomes islandized, Jack finds a letter greeting in Chinese, and he translated with help. He discovered his mother's hard life life in China, the sacrifice of leaving everything behind for him, and the immense love she always had for him. Jack finally understood. Too late. I think that is a very moving story because it's talk about something many people experience realizing it, the the shame the shame of the Ruth. The sad part is that Jack only understand everything when already too late. After his mother has passed away. That feeling of I wish I had listening more. I wish I wish I hadn't rejected her. And it's a very human and a very painful. I really like how use the magical origami as a symbol of maternal love. They are fragile and small, but at the same time powerful because they hold life, memories, and affection. What touched me is the most is the contrast. As a child, Jack saw the magic, but as he grew older he replaced it with shame. I think I think that I think that is a lesson. When we deny or Ruth, we also silence part of what gave us identity and love. So I like this story. I like this story. It's something I could read on my own. Tears tears came to my eyes as I read the letter. I'm a bit sensitive. The story this the story touched my heart. Yeah, the story touched my heart, but because I know what is is like to not hug to hug to hug your mother, but to hug your mother and be angry and be angry and it made me understand that it can hurt her a lot, a lot too. So that's all for this story. Now we continue with the book The Black Cat. The story is about a man who loved animals become become violent because of alcohol. He mistreated his black cat Pluto and finally kills him. Later, another cat appears with a white mark shaped like a glow, which torment him. In a fit of anger, he kills his wife and hide her body inside the wall. The police discover the crime when the cat trapped with the corpse cries out, revealing revealing the murderous guilt. I think that I think that this story makes me think about how a good person can slowly turn into someone uh, to someone dark because of their own of choices. In this case, alcohol. It's sad because they make us kind and loving, especially toward animals. But the violence grows inside him and it destroying everything good he once had. The cat feels like than just a pet. It becomes a mirror of him guilt, fears a companion, then a punishment, and finally his downfall. It's very dark story, but it's carry a real lesson. When we when we let anger or addiction control us, we end up we end up destroying ourselves and hurting hurting those we love. I read this I read this story a while ago and I'm reading it again. I don't usually read this type of book because I like other type of book, but this book is interesting. It can show us and teach us something implicitly, and I love it. I like it. To be honest, I didn't enjoy this story because it's a bit dark, but it's interesting. So, both stories are good. The Black Cat is darker and more violent than the paper menagerie. Poe's story is the most terrifying tale, while Liu's story is more emotional and touching. The paper menagerie chose the deepest love between mother and son, but the Black Cat chose the worst cruelty of human nature. Honestly, between audiobook and regular reading, I find reading easier because I understand it a little more than to the than the audio. I listened to the audiobook several times, and I was almost in the peer for not being able understand well. So I like reading regular reading. That's it. Thank you for watching.